In tonight's other news, in Gaza, officials there say more than 20 Palestinians were killed and over 150 injured as they went to get food. But there's a dispute over who did the shooting. The Israeli military denied that their forces were involved and blamed masked gunmen. But multiple witnesses said they saw Israeli forces firing on crowds near the aid site. Relatives of the victims gathered at a nearby hospital.
He went to get his livelihood. He left home at 11 o'clock, sleeping near there. He went to get his food. They shot him. He was not carrying weapons or knives or anything. He went to get food for his children. He has 8 family members.
Hunger killed people. All people are hungry, not just one person. We are all hungry. None of the houses has flour. They told us to go get food. Why are they killing us? Why? Why are they killing innocent people? Isn't it unfair?
The aid site is a new one, part of Israel's controversial overhaul of distribution in Gaza, intended to prevent looting by Hamas. The plan replaced the United Nations and international groups with a smaller number of sites run by largely U.S. security contractors. After a 2-month Israeli blockade, huge crowds of Gazans desperate for food have flocked to the new sites. The foundation running the site said the distribution went smoothly and accused Hamas of fabricating fake reports. The Ukrainian Air Force said today's Russian drone attack was the largest of the war, and they said a missile attack on a military training facility killed 12 Ukrainian soldiers and wounded 60 others. At the same time, Ukraine launched drone attacks on Russian military planes deep inside Russia, seen in this video obtained by Reuters. Russia has stepped up its drone strikes in recent days while demanding that Ukraine negotiate on President Vladimir Putin's terms. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said today he'll send a delegation to Istanbul on Monday for a new round of direct talks with Russia. In today's Polish presidential runoff election, voters are choosing between 2 candidates representing starkly different paths forward. Warsaw Mayor Rafał Trzaskowski is a liberal pro-European. He's promised to restore judicial independence, ease abortion restrictions, and foster ties with European partners. Karol Nawrocki is a conservative historian backed by the right-wing Law and Justice Party. He's skeptical of the European Union and is backed by prominent allies of President Trump. An exit poll tonight shows the race too close to call. Final results are expected tomorrow. Paris is celebrating a home team victory in Europe's biggest soccer tournament. Tens of thousands of fans lined the Champs-Élysées to welcome home Paris Saint-Germain's players. The team beat Inter Milan 5-0 on Saturday to win their first title. It's the biggest winning margin ever in a Champions League final. The nationwide celebrations have been marred by violence. 2 fans died and a police officer is in a coma. And the next 2 nights offer a chance for many Americans to see the Northern Lights. The Space Weather Prediction Center says a severe geomagnetic storm hitting Earth overnight tonight has the potential of making the Northern Lights visible as far south as Alabama and Northern California. But it could also disrupt electronic devices. The solar storm isn't expected to be as strong as the one that hit Earth last year. That one set skies aglow around the world. Another smaller storm is expected on Monday or Tuesday. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, the connection between radiation from CT scans and the risk of developing cancer. And World Pride celebrations in the nation's capital bring a mix of joy and anxiety.
This is PBS News Weekend from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.